What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. Sigh. When will the liberal media and the funky Dems realize that people and normal Americans that voted for Donald Trump, and even those that didn't vote for Donald Trump, nobody cares about darn Stormy Daniels, okay? Or who the president had sex with many, many years ago. That stuff will not make or break anybody's vote unless you're very shallow and emotional and irrational. That is it. Now, I watched CNN try to parade out some Trump supporters, some women. They even sprinkled in a black lady. You know how it is. They try to get one in there to meet their quota. But nonetheless, all of them were like watching this interview she did on 60 Minutes like, this chick is a porn star. Have we forgotten that? I don't understand. I don't understand for the life of me why CNN and MSNBC and any of those other stations that are trying to make the president look bad will pick people regardless of their background, regardless of their character, anybody they could find that they could parade out in front of the media and say, you're our champion. You are now our Goliath. You are the person who might take down Donald Trump. I don't care if you are James Comey, which they all hated when it didn't benefit Hillary. I don't care if you are Andy McCabe, who's corrupt and got caught lying. They will parade him out as a hero. I don't care if you're David Hodges, the little kid, and I ain't sparing him because he's young. That kid is on a mission to become famous. That is it. If you look at the way he speaks when he's up there, I saw him giving his speech on Saturday, and he's out there talking about Marco Rubio and all the kids are worth $1 and some change. And he said, our generation's the generations that's going to start a revolution. You don't know how to start a revolution. Can't start a car, can't hunt, can't fish, don't know how to plant food, nothing. Your generation is softcore, misguided, and manipulated by the left. The left has figured out a new form of identity politics. That is, that they look at blacks, whites, Mexicans, all these different races, and they say to themselves, let's sell each group we want to sell each group what they want. That's what it is. It's like they sit in a big room and say, what would black people most likely get upset about? Racism. What would Mexicans most likely get upset about? Illegal immigration. What would Jews get upset about? What would Arabs get upset about? And all they do is say, let's sell the people what they want. We will be a chameleon. Be whatever we have to be for you and your group. We want all of you guys to think the same and feel the same so we can manipulate a whole large sum of you instead of individually. Group think. Now they got a new group for identity politics, and that's the snowflakes, the millennials, these young kids out there marching for nothing. Now, I know they think that they're doing something very noble. And in their hearts, they're probably sincere, with the exception of, that David Hoggs kid, something about him I just don't like. But nonetheless, the rest of them probably are sincere about what they're doing, but they're not old enough and wise enough to realize the adults and the politicians that are pushing and promoting this for a bigger agenda, and they're corrupting their minds to think very progressive and liberal to where when they start voting, you most likely they're going to vote Democrat, not to mention they're going to vote out their own rights. I could see them saying, you know what? The Constitution's outdated. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of all of those laws and so on and so forth. We want to make sure that we're heard and the Constitution keeps that from happening. And they're probably going to do something stupid. By the time I'm old, the millennials will be running the whole country and just making all kind of crazy laws or trying to figure them out as they go because they've abolished the Constitution or something. It's a crying shame to see how they're being pushed because of a big agenda. But getting back to Stormy Daniels, they thought that they could get the ladies to throw Donald Trump under the bus. And see, when you got practical thinking women, they're not necessarily feminists. They're not trying to push a bigger agenda. They're not sitting back saying, you know what, let me be a victim. They're practical. They're able to look at even women and say, okay, when women are violated, cool, I understand that. But not every woman's a victim. Some brought it on themselves. And the ones that were in the CNN town hall meeting or whatever they had, they were looking at Stormy Daniels like, I don't see what the problem is. I mean, she took the money. She knew who Donald Trump was. She didn't say anything during that interview that made anybody go, that's new information, except some claims of getting bullied by some guy she said came up to her and told her, you better back up off of it. But nonetheless, she was all about the money. And these women, practical thinking women, don't have sympathy for that. They're going, you know what? Let's be equal. Let's be fair and practical. Let's not make people who are capitalists and opportunists look like victims, okay? Let's not parade corrupt people out there and say they're not corrupt or they're not crooked and they can't be questioned because they hate Donald Trump and they're trying to hurt Donald Trump. So therefore, you can't question them. Their evilness means nothing, okay? Their corruptness means nothing. Their agenda, their motive, no, that doesn't mean anything. No, only thing that means something is that person can be used to bring down Donald Trump. They're just a tool, no more than a wrench, a jackhammer, a chainsaw, whatever, screwdriver, hammer, I am hammer, whatever. All they do is use these people to try to bring down the president, as if the voters that voted for Donald Trump is going to say, forget the economy, forget North Korea, forget Iran, forget ISIS, forget all that stuff. You know what's going to change my vote? Whether he lied about being with Stormy Daniels or not. That just goes to show where our media has sunk into a very, very dark place. They're no longer the media. And I'm talking about the liberal media. No longer the media. They are completely sold out to destroy the president. And I wish they would just admit it. I wish CNN, I wish New York Times, I wish the MSNBC, all of them, I wish they would just come out and say, you know what? Hey, guys, we work for the Liberal Party, and we're going to try everything we can to destroy the president, regardless of the fact that you guys voted him in. So that's just my thought about it. You've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. If you like this video, hit like, share it, and we will talk to you next time in Kevin's Corner. If you want to support Kevin's Corner, there's links in the bottom to do so. And also, check me out tomorrow night, 7:30 every Wednesday on my radio blog talk show. God bless.